everyone, this is David. We're going to jump into the project for... Here's some isolated layers, something you maybe missed or something that potentially could have been on the record but didn't make it. Let's get into it. So Push was a demo that I was working on, a little idea that I wanted to sound a little bit more electronic, a little bit more modern. Sent it over to the band. They were vibing with it. Tani did what she does best. She sent over some killer scratch vocals, ideas for melodies and hooks. We just picked it up and started running. So believe it or not, synth-wise, there's actually only one track of synths. A lot of the heavy lifting in the electronic sound is being done by a very heavily processed guitar sound. So this would be the main synth lead part that comes in pretty much after every chorus. So I found that the Strat in the single coil position, whichever one it was, works really well for this sound. I will play it for you without the fun processing. So there's a lot of heavy lifting in the processing, and without it, it kind of sounds a little bit indie or a little folky. There is a lot of layering and little sound design elements. They kind of help create all sorts of little texture, kind of like this drum intro part right here. Kind of sounds like your next door neighbor absolutely blasting something before it kicks in. So parts of these vocals are recorded in different environments, different microphones, different rooms, different setups all together. And that's usually a no-no, but not really. The main chorus lead vocal is pretty much, I believe, the original scratch demo vocal that Tani sent. And it just fit in so perfectly with the energy and it just sat in the mix way better. So we tried re-recording it. We tried different things and it just never ended up sounding as good as it did with the original. There's a pretty thick vocal stack in the chorus, and this is what it sounds like.
Can we push closer? Keep on getting in trouble when I'm in love with you. Hungover. No, I'm addicted, but won't get sober.
There's a bunch of stuff underneath her main vocal. Pitch down, altered informants, just to kind of thicken it up. You'll notice there's a lot of little vocal throws and delays and pitched up, pitched down parts, which kind of fill out the little spaces in between the melody, the little dead spaces.
Can we push closer?
Sounds really good. Tani absolutely killed it on all of these takes. Something Tani chews me out for, but I love and I think it's extremely heavy, is just a layer of tambourine. And it only comes in this song during the choruses, just to kind of change up the momentum, give it a little bit more top end, give it a little bit more like human feeling. Not popping out, but it's still adding what it should add. So the only actual synth sound on this song is in the pre-chorus, and it is the low octave bass. This is what it sounds like. Layer that with guitar that's made to sound a little bit more synthy. Add some claps. We've got another stack of vocals on the pre-chorus from Tani, including some harmonies. Let's check it out.
Give me a sign, can you do this for me? Look in my eyes, tell me what do you see? Oh, because...
On the second pre-chorus, we actually extended it twice as long and added some more harmonies on the second time around, so it sounds even thicker.
Give me a sign, can you do this for me? Look in my eyes, tell me what do you see? Oh, because you're
this song has a lot of layers of vocals, and I think it sounds incredible. For bass, Alex spent a lot of time making sure that everything sticks and works together with the drums. So there's a solid foundation in the rhythm section. Very tight bass takes, courtesy of Alex and his Gibson Thunderbird. Absolutely beautiful. Sounds incredible and very, very full. And with the drums, it is sounding absolutely locked in with the drum parts that Hernando came up with. Very tight. Yeah, he killed it on these bass tracks. Super tight and just gets your head banging. Nando's drum parts are also very well, giving the song movement, gets your head banging when it needs to as well. So a big part of this song's drum sound and overall feel in the mix of them is the room sound, which is the sound of the drum kit in the room, not just the close mics. And room sounds for drums are very important because they add this kind of like pillow and presence to the drums in the mix. And now I'm going to add the room a little bit into the track. And this is what the room sounds like just by itself. Bunch of compression and saturation on them to just give it that little extra oomph so they like punch right through. And it's also a vibe. So these are the vocal tracks that are just the little delays and little effects and fun things to like fill out those spaces in the vocal. Sounds a little goofy on its own, but it adds a lot to the track. And I will play Hernando's drum parts with and without the tambourine just so you can tell what it adds and how fun it is. Human touch, I guess. So there's also a bunch of just effects sitting under everything, like bass drops, swells, and a bunch of snare bombs in the chorus. I'll play that for you just so you can hear that. So that's just to fill it out a little bit more, give it a little bit more thickness and impact. So for guitars, there's not a lot of things happening. Let's listen to some isolated guitars. Gotta get that chicka chicka in there. That's what really makes the song. The chorus guitars are what we just heard. The verse guitars are a little bit more clean, a little just crunchy. And then it goes back into the heavier guitars. And also in the breakdown part, the guitars are layered with an octave pedal. It's just so it's a little thicker. It's not too drastic, but let's check it out. So once again, just something to add separation between that part and the other parts and create a little bit more of an impact as well. Just kind of nasty. Just serving the song. Great part by Nando. You know, mean, 4 on the floor, fucking groove. Gets your head going. For Tani's screams, actually this was her first time screaming on a song and she killed it. Very fun tracking it, and there's a fun little stack of screams that I put some of mine in there too just to thicken it up and just like create this This is what it sounds like on its own. There's some automation on it at the end just so it sits a little better in the mix, but pretty mean and a very fun switch up. It's very fun to do live. And the next part after that would be the solo. And it's one of those situations again where it's a heavily processed guitar sound. There's a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of automation, chorus, filter, some phaser on it, and a lot of pitch, whammy automation as well. Let's check it out. A lot of that pitch whammy stuff in there just doesn't make it sound like a guitar anymore. And it sounds pretty rad. So fun fact, originally I had an idea that it would be a sax solo, which is quite interesting. This is what it sounded like. Pretty sick. I don't know what happened, just didn't stick, I guess. Maybe it'll come back in some sort of iteration of this song. Maybe not. It sounded sick, just decided against it. Yeah. Everyone brought their absolute A game to this. And that's pretty much how we approach songs with Stone Mary is. It starts with a demo, whoever has that idea, and then we all attack it as a unit and just build and build and build until it's a Stone Mary banger and we all love it, and hopefully you do too. From here, it was pretty much just a bunch of mixing and mastering on my part, so your ears feel good when you listen to it, hopefully. And little production things here and there, just to have solid transitions and separation between parts if need be. But yeah, that was really fun. Thank you guys for checking this out. I will catch you guys soon with probably another one of these deep dive videos.